Good morning. This is BAM's Level 8 here to do the pre-market August 12, 2026. Let's get rolling with this. I'm going to switch to our key ranges chart here this morning. We'll watch both of these indexes. Usually chart these micros. It's what the membership trades. Uh, We've had CPI come out this morning a little while ago, big candle, and it's been off to the races ever since. Past yesterday's high into new expansion, have not hit high on ES yet. Uh, we may have had this breed is frozen at 9 Eastern, but we may have moved into bullish territory now by moving these volume profiles. So we'll see how this plays out in the regular session. We're getting a little extension here on these MACDs right now. That's just the beginning level of it. We'll see if we start to get a little resistance up here on that extension. We're going to go to these, maybe look at some of these higher time frames here. There again, this is an hourly chart. There's that explosive run up on CPI. That violet color there is RSI and extreme RSI. So there's another sign of extension that we have on the daily chart. uh, we're moving up against this big high, this big swing high that goes back to mid-July here, and that's at around 30,075, and we're just going to keep an eye on it. There it is, approaching it again. We hit it again on August 5th, but we'll see. Maybe today's the day if they like CPI that much. CPI did came in right at consensus. So you just never know how these things are going to react to this. Maybe some were actually expecting some were actually maybe expecting some inflation, but CPI had the consensus was you know 0.1 to 0.2 right in the middle, 3.4 right there, right there, right there, all the way down the line. So the market liked it. That was good. I mean, while we're here, we can go look at the gamma exposure, uh, where the model shows us, solidly into positive gamma. It looks to be like to me, it looks like it's not very far from turning negative, but we're going to gap up here on SPX. Uh, ES is, ES is up. That's 40 points. So we're gonna see that. We're gonna see this current the last price move up here to 60ish or so. So we'll be solidly in the positive gamma. That means hedging. It's been brutal this week. They've really compressed this. They've really compressed this volatility. Really pushed things down. And that's what they do in this environment. The options dealers algos, they buy low, sell high, and it tends to compress and cause a wiki behavior, and that's kind of what we've seen all week. It's been a tough environment on these short time frames, and really all of them. But we've got that. Go look at our volume profiles when we're looking at these longer term stuff. Here's NQ. Uh, Raced right. We had a really solid line of volume here in the last few days. But the CPI's knocked us up here. It's just likely to adjust here at the open to the upside. It's very much bigger and bolder than is ES or MES. So if we look at, let me go to the ES side here. If we go to ES, and I marked some levels out here. We don't have to do this on NQ because I'm running an NQ workspace. If I were running an ES workspace, I wouldn't have to do this. But we have some levels here up at 77.95 if you're keeping track of this one. 78, 77.40, 77.25. So you can see this is a very much, this is a straighter line of volume right into this area. It initially shot up here with CPI. Now it's expanding. So we're moving up. We're moving up in the pre-market over CPI, and we'll see if that hangs on during the regular session. We go look at some of these. We've had this huge expansion. These shorter term time frames are all showing it. This blood red here is RSI. So we're in excess of 70 RSI across the board here. We've actually moved above 85 on the 5 minute. Typically, we'll start to see some resistance when we get that high. There's a target zone here we'll hit overhead here. That also, is when these things are crossing each other. That's another point where we might see some strong resistance. We're getting up to H2, the high of 2 days ago. And there's that mid-July swing up there. We did hit it 5 days ago. So that's what we're looking at there. And we have all the levels to the downside in terms of the regular session auctions, well, actually, these are the Globex highs and lows from the previous day. So we're up, obviously, in the upper range of that. We've got, again, this is extended here from the MACD standpoint as well. So we've started to relieve some of that violet on that 2 minute. It hit that target zone and it's pulling back a little bit, and we'll see if that's just a top or a consolidation. Moving back to our 1 minute chart that we execute on. This is how we execute trades on the 1 minute chart in the context of all of these higher time frames as we're watching the workspace. We have a little bullish wind blowing from the treasury prices. That is a little bullish. VIX is down. That's low normal, falling. Crude is relatively flat at 82. It's come up a little bit from where we're sitting at the bottom. Dollars down. Some people may view that as bullish as well, a little bullish. And there's the other indexes. Before the open here, we don't have our sector numbers, and we don't have good numbers for the Mag 7. So we'll be watching those as they develop. And we're started to get some consolidation here at the top of that big run. Got into a big extension from GWAP down here as well. So we'll see how that plays out when ATR expands. Looking at our playbook this morning. Let's see. Let's go to edit. Download that. I'm not sure if we've got exactly what we're looking for here on the playbook. Let's see. Okay. Move this over. That CPI this morning, we've already seen it. Already seen it blown up over it. We got some crude inventories later on. We're going to have an FOMC member speak later on, get some speaking fees, and some mostly two-way risks things going. Oil's moved up a little bit, and that's why we're looking at bearish conditions there. Next day trading catalysts, we've got PPI tomorrow and sales. We look at these things maybe maybe we have some earnings, or maybe we have an event that causes us to get some movement in power hour. Here we've got the rates are holding above. Oil moved up. That's a stale number there. Dixie and VIX, same type of thing. Options overlays mildly bullish right now. So we see some bullish in we've seen a little bit of bullishness in the treasuries. The option overlays the same way. Then we have the description of where we're at on the chart in terms of Globex value area highs and lows. There's those acronyms. You can get these on our website or sign up for them. Uh, level8trading.com. And we'll get bull triggers above the prior value area high. That's yesterday's regular session, and etc. So this is the way the playbooks. That's the way the playbook works. Right. Current read is it's attempting an upside acceptance above the Globex value, and that's exactly what we're seeing on our chart here. So uh, now we're getting a little bit of retraction down into the prior value here. We've had the open; it's come straight down, so we've started developing the a regular session value area. So we'll see how this goes. Yeah, we're going to start getting to watching the regular session here, guys. If you obviously watch this on YouTube, if you like it, subscribe and like it. Uh, Go to level8trading.com. You'll be able to get our playbooks. You'll be able to spend some time with us in the rooms and see how we use the workspace to solve this puzzle every day. And I'll be back for pre-mark tomorrow. Good luck trading today.